Any peace deal in Ukraine is going to ultimately be about land. And when President Trump talks about swapping territories, this is Russian-occupied areas, but it's these three parts here, black surrounded, that have always been part of Russian President Vladimir Putin's most maximalist war goals. It's what he wants. The lines we've drawn as best as we can here, but the stakes are incredibly high. Any minor inaccuracy of my pen could be a place that thousands of people have fought and died for, or still live. Now, in just recent days, there's been a tiny advance here by the Russians, but it's significant and caused some concern and even denials and reinforcements sent from Kiev. But this Donetsk area is potentially, if we understand what the Kremlin's proposed, somewhere they want Ukrainians to withdraw from entirely in exchange for a ceasefire. And look at it, it's a huge area. What could they give back? These tiny border parts occupied by Russia, a buffer zone, President Putin calls it, but it's hardly a fair exchange. And so the real hard to solve question, what happens to Zaporizhia here and Kherson? Now, Russia occupies probably about 2/3 of each, but Putin wants all of it. They were kicked out, the Russians, here in the first year of the war. But it's impossible to imagine Ukraine deciding to pull out of massive areas like this, and equally impossible to imagine that Russians will give up a big strategic gain of a land corridor that they managed to take when the big invasion began down to Crimea that they've held since 2014. That's the sticking point, and there's very little obvious way through it.